Hey look, a barrel! Let's scrape the bottom of it and see what we find. A tier list? Yeah, sure, why not? I'd love to impose my correct, definitive, and non-negotiable opinion onto my audience. I'm ranking the mainline Sonic series. No racing games or spin-offs. Going in order of release. Higher the better, further to the left the better. Let's not waste time. Let's go.
Are you ready? Let's do this!
Starting our list is the OG, Sonic 1. Best I can say for the start of the series is that it's passable. It's fun and all, but it's got a couple of things holding it down. We got 3 acts per zone, which can be a bit exhausting. There's this weird speed cap on Sonic's base running speed, so unless you roll on every hill, you're not going all that fast. Speaking of going fast, only like 2 levels in this game actually want you to do that. Green Hill Zone, the opening, and Starlight Zone, the 5th zone in the game. You have to slog through these 3 very platform-heavy zones before you're allowed to roll around at the speed of sound again. It's got good music, you're probably going to hear that a lot, and it's very unique for the time, because it was literally the first. It'll get a freebie for just being a little mid. We'll sit at the bottom of A tier. Sonic 2. Literally everything that you could complain about in the first game is not present in Sonic 2. If you looked up the perfect sequel on Google, you'd find a picture of Sonic 2. A straight upgrade in every sense of the word. New characters, new abilities, higher stakes, 2-player mode, the 7th Chaos Emerald, Super Sonic, and every zone is a speedy, exhilarating slice of heaven. With one exception. Pure fun, plain and simple. And they cut down the 3 acts down to 2, with one exception. Sonic 2 took the best of Sonic 1 and made it the whole game. Sonic 1 might have put Sonic on the map, but Sonic 2 made him iconic. Easy S tier. Sonic CD. I'm gonna catch some hate for this one for sure, but this one is the worst of the classic games. On a good day, I might put it just above Sonic 1, but I think Sonic 1 is just a bit less frustrating to play. In the same sense that Sonic 2 took all the speedy fun parts of Sonic 1 and made it the whole game, CD took all the other bits and made this. It's not bad by any means, but to me, it's the least enjoyable of the originals. Mostly comes down to the level design being super platform heavy and very stop and go. Besides Palm Tree Panic and Stardust Speedway, you are constantly having to stop or slow down in this game. Weird, because this game introduced the coolest of classic Sonic's abilities, the Super Peel-Up. Just a shame whenever you want to use it, you'll likely run straight into a wall. Absolutely phenomenal music, both US and Japan. The aesthetic is wonderfully 90s and weird, and can't forget that amazing animated opening. The game incentivizes exploring more than speed, so if you like that, all the power to you. But for me, I don't dig it. It's just fine. B tier. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Lumping these two together because that was always the intended experience. Sorry, Sonic 3 purists, I know you're out there, but this is just the best way to experience Sonic 3. Don't leave Knuckles out in the cold, let him in. But yeah, this game just fucking rocks. As a whole package, Sonic 3 and Knuckles clears the past entries easy. The scope of this game is massive. Great presentation, iconic soundtrack, huge levels, Knuckles. It keeps going on. They perfectly balance the high speed of Sonic 2 and satisfying platforming from Sonic 1 and CD. Sonic 3 is the best of both worlds and more. They cranked the content in this game to 11 with 3 characters including Knuckles and his own story. This is one of those games I could play forever and literally never get bored. This is also the first game where the story is in the forefront alongside the gameplay. As a kid, this game felt so epic. It really felt like Eggman was actually gonna win this time and Sonic was the only one who could stop him. The odds are stacked against you, and this red knucklehead is stalling you every step of the way. Sonic 3 and K is the definitive classic Sonic experience. It's all there. Solid S tier.
Sonic had a rough transition to 3D. Sonic Adventure aged like milk. Didn't you know Adventure is bad, actually?
No. Shut up. Sonic Adventure was not some clanky, messy translation of the classic games. It was actually an extremely faithful 3D adaptation of the classic formula. It's held down a little bit by some lackluster ports, but other than that, it's a very solid game. Besides the fishing. Not the end of the world, but it's just a really big pace killer when you get to big story. It's short though, just tough it out, champ. Some would say Adventure 1 is the pinnacle of 3D Sonic control. And they'd be right. Adventure 1 was the best step forward they could have taken for the series going into the next generation. There's 6 unique playable characters and stories that intersect with different perspectives, all new lore and characters. The scope of the story is huge, all of your favorite characters learn and grow with their own arcs. The Sonic universe was really coming together here. Don't let anyone tell you Adventure doesn't hold up, because it held up the series for the next 5 years. The influence this game had on future titles is still felt today for a reason. S tier. When you thought the stakes couldn't get any higher, SA2 bursts on the scene, guns blazing. SA2 takes the storytelling to the next level. The tone darkens and the narrative really takes itself seriously, although it might be a little convoluted. It's a very enjoyable roller coaster of a game. SA2 trims out some of the fat from Adventure 1 and massively improves on the presentation and character roles. It's also brimming with content and replayability. Shadow the Hedgehog. Need I say more? We all know SA2 is the GOAT. S tier. Only a little better than SA1. Moving on. Before we move on to the multi-platform Sonic titles, I'm gonna rapid fire the handheld games, because honestly, I don't have a ton to say about them, and I believe the Advanced series are all very enjoyable and interchangeable in their tier. Rush is the best one though. Easily. The Rival series can go at the bottom of B. Sonic 4 Episode 1, bottom of the entire list, easily. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is better than Sonic 1. Fight me. And I actually forgot about Rush Adventure until just now, so, C tier, sure, fine. It's not as good as the other Rush. Alright, here's where my bias is really gonna shine through. I love Sonic Heroes. It was my first Sonic game. The hedgehog-shaped hole in my heart is filled by heroes. I find this game to be the most satisfying to play in the series. The gameplay is focused around swapping your character type to fit your situation, leveling up, and doing it quickly on the fly to speed through the level as efficiently as possible. It's just a pure dopamine machine. I love going for the A ranks in this game more than any other. Despite my love for this game, I think I will be fair. The controls are slippery as hell, rail grinding barely works, Chaotix gameplay in a few levels is insufferable, and having to play as all 4 teams to get the final story can be a slog to some. This game has the makings to be the best, honestly. If I wasn't feeling so generous, I'd put it at the top of S. But I think top of A will appease those who can't stand this game, even if only a little. Still better than CD by leaps and bounds. Fight me. I have a complicated relationship with Shadow the Hedgehog. On one hand, absolute cinema. On the other hand, abysmal dogshit. Thinking about playing Shadow the Hedgehog is better than actually doing it. This game is cool. Almost too cool. It tricks you into playing Heroes Chaotix stages for 10 playthroughs because Shadow is just that cool. The choose your own story aspect is genuinely awesome. But man, I am not prowling this entire fucking level looking for that last alien. It's so annoying when you start enjoying yourself with this game and then you reach the end of the level, realizing you skipped like 2 mission objectives because you went too fast and accidentally had fun for a second. Oops, my bad, better get back to my chores. This game goes the hardest if you just run and gun, do whatever you want until you reach the goal. The missions in most stages are what make me turn this game off. A C rank. Good idea, bad execution. Waiter, more bias please. 06 is my favorite Sonic game, period. I just love everything about this game. Everything it is trying to be is exactly what I want from the series. Notice the load-bearing trying in that sentence. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the art style. The level design is peak, best soundtrack in the series, best villain in the series. It's also Silver the Hedgehog's first introduction, and yet... this game sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it sucks. Funny, because when I was a kid, this game was the coolest thing in the world to me. I remember playing the Mach Speed section in Wave Ocean and being utterly blown away by Sonic's awesome speed. Years later, I obtained access to the internet and learned that everyone fucking hates this game. What a gut punch that was. Despite my undying love for 06, I cannot ignore its flaws. I don't agree with every complaint most people have about 06, but a lot of them are objectively correct. It's a buggy mess, where you'd spend at least half your playthrough staring at a loading screen. The characters' controls are just awful, besides Sonic, kinda. It's just unfinished. If I had one wish in this world, it would be that Sonic 06 could have gotten that little bit of extra time in the oven to become the peak it was always meant to be. But in the name of fairness, I will knock 06 down to the top of B. No need to thank me. Sonic and the Secret Rings is funky. I genuinely like what it's going for here, but playing this game on its original hardware feels like trying to eat soup with a fork. Every step of the way, the controls are fighting you. You're supposed to move Sonic by tilting horizontal Wiimote forward and back, steering him like a car. Yeah, okay, that doesn't sound stupid at all. The RPG leveling system feels a little pointless, because they had to gimp Sonic's baseline control so you can upgrade him to a usable state later. It's not an awful game, the story is fun, I like the style of cutscenes they use, and the levels are really cool, but the controls knock it down a lot of tiers. If you emulate it and play it with a controller, it's a B. If you're playing it all natural with a Wiimote, it goes to the bottom of C. The soundtrack is really unique too, very solid. Sonic Unleashed is the best 3D boost game to date. Unleashed still holds its crown as one of the most visually impressive Sonic games, only barely surpassed by recent entries. For a 2008 title, that's shocking. The story is wonderfully emotional, witty, funny, and engaging. The beautiful CG cutscenes somehow still hold up today. For some reason, Sonic Team can't seem to top this one for me. It's easily the fastest of the boost games, it has the best blend of 2D and 3D sections. The level design is so tight and satisfying to blast through at breakneck pace. The stages are nice, and lengthy too, so hitting a perfect run from start to finish will take the wind out of you. The blitzing speed and reaction-based gameplay of the day stages make them infinitely replayable, at least until you hit your limits and can't go any faster. Even still, I keep trying. The Werehog stages aren't that bad. I never got the hate people had for these inside and outside of the fanbase. For starters, the Werehog is badass, let's be honest. The stretchy arms are weird, but his design is sweet. If you actually learn how to combo with the Werehog, the levels are really fun. My only complaints with the Werehog is I wish he was a little faster, and that there was a greater enemy variety. You get sick of beating up the same Dark Gaia spawns and Eggman robots quickly. And that battle music gets extremely grating after the first night stage. Otherwise, this game is peak Sonic. I will always recommend it. Easy S tier. Sonic and the Black Knight is like if Sonic and the Secret Rings was fun. Now you're eating soup with a spoon. Unfortunately, it's cream of mushroom. Black Knight really improves on Secret Rings in the control department. The story is just as fun, and the characterization of Sonic is on point. Sonic with a sword is a lot cooler than you'd think. He handles it like a champ. Easily better than Secret Rings, but it's still the same auto-run gameplay style. I'll rank it higher, but not too much higher. Bottom of B. Still better than CD though. Oh, Sonic Colors. You're not as fun as I remember you being. Still a good game, but as I got older the flaws just got more obvious. It's a 2D game with 3D sections. The automation is a little much, and the Wisp gameplay sometimes feels tacked on. I love how unique and different the level themes are in this game. The soundtrack, again, is great. The story is simple, but that's not the bad part. It's the dialogue and character writing that sucks. It's extremely juvenile. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. Coming right after Unleashed, it's a wild turn. As a kid, I didn't care. But I do now. Not bad, not great. Low A works for me. Generations is a beautiful love letter to the series. In gameplay, it's like if Unleashed and Colors had a baby. A lot of 2D, but it's good 2D. Lots of skill-based, branching paths in the stages. Both modern and classic Sonic play well, even if classic is not faithful to the originals. The music is absolutely amazing. Every remix feels fresh and new. The boss and rival battles are amazing recreations. I used to constantly rematch Shadow and Silver just for the fun of it. Generations was such a solid game, people thought from then on Sonic games would consistently uphold this level of quality. Spoilers, they didn't. Still, I think Generations deserves an S tier for its addicting gameplay and impact on the series. It's Colors, but bad. Nothing else to say, really. It's slow, the art style sucks, and the story is even kiddier than in Colors. The parkour mechanic is actually interesting and cool. It's a shame it had to die with this game and the console is exclusive to. But, generally, I hate everything about it. When this game came out, it had me questioning if I even liked Sonic anymore. D. Moving on.
I'm supposed to be the fastest, but I was too slow to save my buddy.
Better luck next time, fuckboy.
Sonic Mania. It's fine. Like, it's good, yeah, but at the same time, it's just fine. If you put Sonic 2, 3, and Mania in front of me on a table, I'm taking Mania last. At the time it released, it was very refreshing, because we were getting close to nothing from Sonic Team for so long that a true classic Sonic revival was a dream come true. It's a beautiful game. The soundtrack is fantastic, and it faithfully recreates those Genesis physics satisfyingly. My real grievances come from the reused levels. The Act 2s of the old levels were actually great with how much they changed the original, but a full original roster of stages would have been much preferred. It's a fun game, but to me, it was also a fine game. I'll still give it an S despite me not liking it too much. It's solid, it deserves the praise it receives. Okay, punching bag time. We know Forces stinks. It smelled so bad on release that we're still smelling it even today. Forces is just unfortunate. Like 06, it had promise. You can tell they rushed it out the door using a ton of reused Lost World assets. They needed a modern game this year, and they needed it now. So we got Forces. I'm just gonna rapid fire some of the many paper cuts that killed this game for me. It controls like ass, the story never lives up to its own ambition. Infinite as a villain is the most wasted character ever. The music sounds nice, but the constant synths are at times obnoxious. Classic Sonic returns for some reason and controls like shit. Way too many 2D sections, and the levels end right when you're about to start having fun. Those are the biggies. It was just disappointing. It's not a bad game, really. It's okay at its core. It was just really disappointing and not what we needed at the time. We were promised a next-generation Sonic experience, but we got the budget title. I won't delve into forces more than that, we've heard it all before. Bald spot, B tier. Sonic Frontiers is so close to being really, really good. Frontiers on release is a game full of highs and lows. Fortunately, the highs are more than good enough for me to ignore the lows. These supersonic fights made all the constant token collecting so worth it. The open zone segments are beautiful, and I love the orchestral soundtrack accompanying them. The cyberspace stages were mostly awful though, I can't try to defend them. Most are okay at best, but per Sonic Forces, they end right before they get fun. Sonic Frontiers is beaming with potential and cut corners. For what we got in the time they had to make it, it's passable. They fully intend to build off of what Frontiers achieved, so I'm very confident Frontiers 2 will surpass this easily. It's a more than serviceable step in the right direction, especially after all the updates they made. A tier. Sonic Superstars exists. I don't know, man. This one just did not hit with me. Like at all. I bought it, I beat it, but honestly, I didn't enjoy it. Somehow, the magic that Mania brought to the series is utterly absent here. Soundtrack is hit or miss, bosses are frustratingly long. Actually, this game in general suffers from a lot of frustratingly long segments of gameplay. The multiplayer was the main marketing point of this game, and yet the only way to play online with friends is the shitty battle mode not a single soul has ever touched. This game's originality is refreshing at least. At this point, we've been getting force-fed Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant Zone ad nauseum for a decade, so Superstars having a fully unique set of stages definitely gives it at least 1 point over Mania. This game is just easily forgettable. I genuinely enjoyed Sonic 4 Episode 2 better. Bottom of C tier. Sonic CD now has an inferior in the ranks. Congratulations. Last, but very certainly not the least, Shadow Generations. This game is phenomenal. The team have learned a lot from Frontiers and definitely applied it here. The presentation budget for Shadow Gens went through the roof. A Sonic character has never looked so damn good in-game before. Shadow is beautifully animated and extremely expressive, even during gameplay. This is what the series should have looked like 5 years ago. I'm glad Sonic is finally caught up with his peers in the platformer genre. I remember seeing Crash 4, and especially Ratchet & Clank, and I'd think to myself how badly I wanted Sonic to have this much love and care given to his animations. Now he's getting there. Shadow Generations is a lot like Sonic Gens, but it takes a much more open approach to level design, and fully separates the 3D levels from the 2D ones, which is a good thing. Fully 3D levels for the first time since 06. Feels good, man. I have 2 complaints, and honestly, they're nitpicks. First one is the Doom Morph power is very underutilized and confusingly explained. Next is that I just wish there was more game to play. By the time the game was wrapping up, I was starving for more. This game needs some DLC or something, it's way too good to leave it as it is. Shadow's emotional journey through the story is genuinely beautiful. For how simple the story is, they really made the most of every minute. Easiest S tier of my life. Okay, there we go. I present to you the objectively correct Sonic tier list. That took a while. But this is where I sit when it comes to my Sonic game opinions. I think I was pretty fair with these placements, but let me know if you disagree. I may do more tier lists in the future if you guys liked this one, so stick around for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Sonic content just like this one. This has been Sonic Man Says. Stay cool.